Good morning, students. Today, at last period, we can see the introduction of heredity, and now today we start the process of protein synthesis. What is the process of protein synthesis, and what is the steps of protein synthesis? That is transcription, translation, and translocation. Now, can you tell that at last period we can see that already, but again we can repeat. What is the structure of DNA and types of RNA? You know very well, double helical structure of DNA are there. We study already. Double helical, double stranded structure of DNA are there. 4 stranded are present in there. DNA. That is the Watson and Crick model of DNA. Here, phosphorus and sugar bonding is present. And here nucleotides are present like adenine, thymine, cytosine, guanine, etc. These are the nucleotides that present on the DNA. Then that is the structure of DNA. And type of RNA, we already see that the 3 types of RNA is there. mRNA, that means messenger RNA, rRNA, that means ribosomal RNA, and tRNA, that means transfer of RNA. The process of protein synthesis takes place with the help of that RNA. With the help of that RNA. Okay. With the help of RNA, the genes present in the DNA participate in the functioning of cell and thereby control the structure and functioning of the body. All the information stored in DNA. All the information stored in DNA. So that information are used for the protein synthesis with the help of that RNA. With the help of that RNA. And the structural and functional, that all activities depends on that DNA. Information stored in DNA or information stored in genes. And that takes place with the help of that RNA. Protein synthesis takes place with the help of RNA. And GK requirement as the body requirement. As per that requirement, that production of protein synthesis can take place. So, information about protein synthesis is stored in the DNA and synthesis of appropriate proteins as per the requirement of necessary of body. As per the requirement of body, the protein synthesis can be takes place. The protein synthesis is most important for the growth, for the development, for the growth of body, for the development of body, for the reproductions, then all the activities of the body, for energy, etc., that all processes require the protein synthesis, and as per the requirements of body, protein synthesis can take place. These proteins are synthesized by the DNA through RNA. These proteins are synthesized through DNA through RNA. That forms the proteins. Okay. So, with the information stored in DNA that used by RNA, the information stored in DNA that used by RNA, and with the help of RNA, protein synthesis can take place. With the help of RNA, protein synthesis can take place. That is the way of formation of protein synthesis. All information stored in DNA. All information stored in DNA in the form of nucleotides. In the form of nucleotides or in the form of sequence of nucleotides. These proteins are synthesized by DNA through RNA. This is called as central dogma. The protein synthesis by DNA through RNA, that process is known as central dogma. Always remember that. Central dogma. Okay, the protein synthesis takes place by DNA through RNA. Through RNA, that means with the help of RNA. Through RNA, that means with the help of RNA. And then all RNA, that is the types of RNA, mRNA, rRNA, tRNA. That again, we are detailed to study that how the protein synthesis can take place. So the main process is the proteins are synthesized by DNA through RNA. This is called as central dogma. Okay, the proteins are synthesized by DNA through RNA. This is called as central dogma. That is, remember always, that is the definition of central dogma. mRNA is produced as per the sequence of nucleotides. mRNA is produced as per the sequence of nucleotides that present on DNA. mRNA is produced as per the sequence of nucleotides on DNA. Only one strands of DNA are used for the protein synthesis. That is, the two strands are present in the structure of DNA. In that, only one strands of DNA is used for the production of protein synthesis. Like only one strands, and on that the sequence of nucleotides like A, C, G, like that. Okay, A, C, G, etc. Okay, then that is the sequence of nucleotides. Okay, one strands are used for the protein synthesis. Besides, there are uracil in RNA instead of thymine. In DNA, instead of thymine, in RNA, uracil is there. In RNA, uracil. DNA मध्ये जर thymine असेल तर instead of that in RNA uracil is present. Okay. Then this process of RNA synthesis is called as transcription. The process of RNA synthesis from DNA. The process of RNA synthesis, that is the mRNA. mRNA is called as messenger RNA. All the masses take from the DNA strands on the basis of nucleotides present on that DNA strands. What is the sequence of nucleotides present on DNA strands? That takes with the help of mRNA. That means the process of transfer of information from DNA to RNA, that is known as transcription. The process of RNA synthesis called as transcription from DNA. Okay, you know very well transcription. Again, remember the process of formation of mRNA from DNA is called as transcription. Okay, the process of formation of mRNA from DNA is called as transcription. It's called as transcription. That is the transcription, formation of RNA from DNA, short form, in the short form. Next thing is the mRNA form